Hi everyone, I'm Arthur Benjamin, founder of American Dog Rescue along Farrah White and Bandit, and this is For the Love of Dogs.
I'm surprised Bandit didn't jump up and say hi. Each week we introduce you to some incredible people helping dogs and dogs helping people. Today we have one of each.
Hi!
There he is.
We begin with an organization about to turn 25. The Capel Humane Society has saved thousands of animals over the 25 years that they've been in existence, and they're planning on saving a lot more. Debbie Trask is here to tell us about their big anniversary.
So 2014 is your 25th year.
It is.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
It's tremendous, and with so many groups that don't make it, past a few years, 25 is a huge milestone.
Tell us some of the difference and change and growth you've seen.
Oh gosh, well, the group started off with two ladies who used to go to the local shelter, and they would take dogs out, bring them to the parking lot of a grocery store on the weekends and try to get them adopted. And then anyone that didn't get adopted would go back to the shelter. Now we're a foster home group, so all of the animals that we rescue come from local shelters, and then they go into foster homes, and they're in those foster homes until they get adopted. So it's quite a change. It's quite a big change.
How many fosters do you think you have now?
We have people that foster continually, and we have some that foster periodically. Altogether, we probably have about 30 fosters.
Wow. That's nice. That is a long way from two women in a parking lot.
Absolutely. I can't even imagine what it was like for them to have to take them back every night when they weren't adopted.
How many animals in total over 25 years?
Over 7,000.
Wow.
And they started off with dogs, and now we actually rescue dogs and cats. So about over 7,000 animals have been rescued.
So you've learned a lot in 25 years, and you must be better for it.
Absolutely.
How so?
I think that one of the big things that we learned, those two women started off on their own. I think we've learned the power of people, between using volunteers and working within a community, and even depending on other rescue groups and other people within the rescue community. That as a single person, there are certainly things you can accomplish, but if you work as a team, there's that much more that you can accomplish.
Yeah, and it really does take a village. Most things take a lot of work, and people don't really realize how much work goes into it.
Absolutely. I think that the power of the team is very obvious. We've seen the growth. We've seen more animals being saved, more education. Even just the number of people coming to rescue, looking for their animals that way. So the message is getting out there, which is really important.
Now, are you still seeking volunteers and fosters?
Always. Because we are only a foster home group, we don't have a physical location, we don't have a shelter. So we can only save as many as we have foster homes to put them into. So we're always looking for foster homes. We've kind of started to beef up a campaign to just make people aware. It's such an incredible thing to foster. It's so amazing, and we're trying to get more people to give it a try.
Yeah, because if people could experience that feeling that they're going to get, then you think that more and more people will want to do it. How do you get that idea across? How do you get that message out there?
We talk about it every chance we have. We do adoption events, so we try to talk to people at our events. You're right there with your animal that's up for adoption, so you're constantly talking about what the process is. We recently recorded some videos of different fosters talking about their experience that we put out on YouTube. We did a big event, a fundraising event for our group, and we actually set up one entire area that was about fostering and what it entails and how you get involved. So we kind of take any opportunity we can. Yeah. It is how we're going to grow.
Yeah, and have you grown from that? Have you seen
definitely
rewards for those efforts?
Absolutely, and we continue to get more people interested. And like I said, I think it's one of those things that if people give it a try, it's such a wonderful experience that it is something they'll want to keep doing. So if we can get them to try it once.
So what do you have planned for your 25th anniversary celebration?
Gosh, we're trying to take month by month and kind of have a theme and some events each month. So to make the celebration go all 12 months. So we've got, we do our big fundraising event in the fall. So October will be our big Bark in the Park event. We're trying to work with some local restaurants to do some events. We're really focusing on where we are within the community and working with the community, kind of focusing on fostering for 1 month and focusing on our relationships with other groups or with Petco or PetSmart or you know, some of those things. So we take it month by month. So.
Well, where can people find out what's going on each month and how to volunteer and how to donate and how to foster?
They can go to our website and they can follow us on Facebook. On Facebook, you get to see all of the pictures and the things that we're doing each week, each day. And we'll also have that on the website with all the general information about how to find us.
You know, this is amazing. If folks want to find out more about the Capel Humane Society, you can visit their website at capelhumanesociety.com. That's .com. You can also follow them on Facebook to keep up with their anniversary events in this year.
So we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll take a closer look at how therapy dogs are helping children with autism. So stay with us.
Every year, families in North Texas unknowingly spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in support of neglect, abuse, and disease. When you buy a puppy from a parking lot or flea market, you could be supporting the cruelty of puppy mills that profit from dogs bred in abusive conditions. Help us stop the cycle. To learn how, go to spca.org/no-puppy-mills and take the puppy pledge.
My name is Teresa. This is Scooter.
My name is Amber. This is Duke.
I'm Dr. Dixon, and this is Annie.
I'm Emily. This is Jackson. I'm Kelsey, and this is Skittles.
My name is Miko. This is Chloe.
My name is Ty. This is Callie.
My name is Tamar. This is Simon.
My name is Renee. This is Snowball.
My name is Dr. Miller. This is Fletcher.
My name is Eric. This is Sport.
My name is Stacy, and this is Britches.
And I'm a pet lover first.
And I'm a pet lover first.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Welcome back. It's no secret that dogs have a special calming effect on people. We see it all the time with service dogs helping soldiers and the disabled, but now research says that dogs may help children with social disabilities, including autism, which is amazing.
Well, and I believe that's definitely true. Pat Robbins with Autism Speaks is here today, along with Laura Travis and Kelly Dupree. Welcome, you guys. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So,
Grace is going to join us in a little bit. But first, tell us about your daughter.
She's absolutely amazing, and she has loved animals since I can remember. I think before she could speak. We just knew that.
We had a Sheltie that named Sheldon that was alive when she was born, and she loved that dog more than, from the day she was born, just loved him. And he lived to 17, so he had a good life, and she had a good time with him.
how has she struggled with her social skills?
That's a hard question for me to answer because I don't think that she struggles really at all because she's so amazing, but I mean, I can't.
She has surpassed everything that we thought when we were told maybe when she was very young. She's mainstream. She won the leadership award for 2nd grade of her class for the year. Last year, she has friends and has really thrived. Loves her school. They love her. So we're fortunate and blessed with how she is maturing and is coming along.
And you feel her dogs have been a large part?
I think they've been a huge part. She loves art and she draws a lot, and she always draws dogs in different settings. Dogs at dinner, dogs shopping, dogs in traffic. And usually each dog in each picture represents a dog that we've had. So we recently just had a new addition to our family, and he is her best friend. He goes back and forth since Kelly and I are divorced. When Grace is with me, then Bob is with us. And when Grace is with her dad, then Bob is with them. So it's been constant companion.
So
and
Bob
it helps
is
with the transition. I mean, it's
oh, sure.
great.
Well, she's never alone.
She's never alone. And I think that's one of the hard things or challenges with any child, whether they're typically developing or not, is just that change in schedule and routine. And children that are on the spectrum have a little bit more difficulty with that. And Bob has just made it really easier on us and much easier on her, the most important thing.
Lara, what difference do you see in her today?
Just like I said, it's really hard to explain, but when she would go from one household to the other, there was an anxiety that would build in her, not knowing just little things. It could be cereal, or it could be for a long time, why does Daddy not buy organic milk and you do? I mean, it's like the simplest things that are different in households, and are just the differences in the way those milk cartons look to her. There's not, that anxiety is almost, it's not completely gone, but it's just her constant companion.
Sure.
Well, while we're on the subject, why does he buy organic milk? No, I'm kidding.
Pat, tell us a little bit about Autism Speaks.
Oh, thank you. Autism Speaks is the world's largest autism research and advocacy organization. And a lot of what we do is also creating resources for the families and bringing awareness to autism and to the families and their challenges, but also their strengths and their unique abilities. So,
have you seen a lot of cases where animals have been of help?
I hear about it every day from the families. I do. Some families have dogs, some families have horses, some families have pigs. One of our local families got a pig for their son, and they're supposed to be highly intelligent, and their little boy is highly intelligent, and they're a perfect pair. There's been a study that was released last year from Australia, and it was about guinea pigs in a classroom and how the children who were on the spectrum were more easily able to communicate and interact and have social relationships with their peers, their fellow students, because of the relationship that they had with the guinea pigs. And so you can imagine how much more it is with a dog with a much stronger relationship there.
Sure.
Sure. And I think a lot of it is because, it's that it's not as complicated to communicate with a dog.
Right.
It's not as difficult. And communication and social skills and reading people's emotions are all a challenge for people on the spectrum. And with dogs, it's much less stressful.
Sure.
So is your dog trained as a service dog?
He's actually not. We rescued him from a local shelter in Louisiana, and it was just a perfect fit. So no, he wasn't. And I always had kind of thought when she was younger that maybe in the future I'd want to try to get a service dog for her. But service dogs are, it's expensive, and there's a lot of families with children on the spectrum, and it's a lot of money when you're thinking about therapies and all of that stuff. And it's just finding the right dog for your family.
Seems like she's had several of the right dogs.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just goes to show what companionship does, and just the amazing ability of healing, I think, that unconditional love can provide.
Absolutely.
Well,
those animals.
it goes beyond just companionship, I think, because I don't know how many times you've heard the story, but I had a late wife who passed away from breast cancer. In her last year, she had seizures, and the teacup poodle we had adopted began to predict the seizures. It's a bond that exists between canines and human beings that's just remarkable.
Yeah.
And you know that.
We're going to take another short break, but when we come back, Grace is going to join us.
Oh, good. Before we go, if you want to learn more about autism, Autism Speaks, that is, go to autismspeaks.org or follow them on Facebook, or by typing in DFW Autism Speaks or West Texas Autism Speaks. We'll be right back.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Every year, families in North Texas unknowingly spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in support of neglect, abuse, and disease. When you buy a puppy from a parking lot or flea market, you could be supporting the cruelty of puppy mills that profit from dogs bred in abusive conditions. Help us stop the cycle. To learn how, go to spca.org/no-puppy-mills and take the puppy pledge.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Welcome back. Grace has joined us with her dog, Bob, to talk about her love of dogs. Hey, Grace.
Hey.
Glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here, too.
Tell us about Bob.
Yes, you got Bob.
He likes to eat poo-poo. We just figured out.
Some dogs do that.
And he eats blue buffalo, but my dad's feeding him pedigree, and he's not supposed to be.
No, he's supposed to be. You're calling
You've been
him
found out.
Yeah, it was once when he was found out, I think he threw the blue buffalo out and mixed the pet and put the pedigree in the bag.
In the bag, yeah.
So then he wouldn't get in trouble.
And then I found out, and I was like, really? I knew it was pedigree because these big yellow pieces were sitting in the bag.
So you knew.
I've heard you throw dog parties.
Yes, I do.
What do you do in these dog parties?
Bring them, talk about them, hug them, and let everybody hang out with them. And me and my friends, and what he does, he licks my friends and he barks at my friends.
Now, I heard somewhere that you have dog washing parties?
Your birthday party?
My 7th birthday party.
What did you do?
We washed our dogs, and then we ran around and had fun.
How many dogs did you have there?
All my friends' dogs.
Were they all wet when you were running around?
Oh, yeah. Bathing was at the end.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then we ran, and then you know what I like to do with my dog? He likes to wear sweatshirts.
Nice.
So what's the best part of him?
He's sweet, he's loving, he's kind. And me and my friend Madeline, we ran around the neighborhood, and then he got all muddy.
They do that. And what'd you bring? Do you have a book that you drew?
Yes.
A happy Xmas book.
Okay, it is. And do you want to hear it now?
Well, you know what? Let's show us the first page and the last page, because we want to talk to you.
But it's fun seeing the whole thing because it's real nice.
Well, I'm sure it is, but we're going to run out of time if you do that. We'd rather talk to you.
Okay.
All right.
Do you know what? Do you have other pictures there? You want to let her show us some of the pictures?
Yeah, show us some pictures.
What's
I
that
can
one?
read real fast.
What's
Shelby
that
and
one?
Mongie.
Let's show them this one real quick.
Oh, that one's in a frame. What is that? Oh,
isn't that pretty?
What is that?
It's this dog named Shelby and this dog named Tutti, and they're eating and they're drinking Coke.
Nice. And what is this one?
Dogs at restaurant.
Is that a red chandelier?
Yes.
I love it.
That's the way I draw.
I love it. You are a good drawer. You are an artist, actually, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
And we're going to have to look at that book as soon as we finish. If you want to learn more about Laura, visit her website, travisdavid.com, or email her any suggestions or questions at travis@travisdavid.com.
We'll be right back with today's rescue story of the week, so stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Crow, and I'm a musician and a mother, and this is Buttercup. She's also a mother, but not by choice. She's a survivor of a puppy mill. Buttercup spent her life in a dirty wooden hutch, forced to produce litter after litter. She never went to a veterinarian or a groomer. She never had a soft spot to rest or a kind touch. She existed this way in cruel isolation year after year. Puppy mills are mass production factories where mother dogs suffer their entire lives, producing nearly 100% of puppies sold in pet stores and on the internet. When these dogs are no longer able to produce, they are often destroyed. Buttercup's nightmare ended the day Animal Rescue Corps saved her life. She finally knows what it means to have a loving family. But for the millions of dogs suffering in the estimated 15,000 puppy mills across the United States, this nightmare continues. Animal Rescue Corps and I ask you to visit your local shelter or rescue when choosing your next animal companion. You will not only be saving a life, you will be helping put an end to this cruel industry. Please go to animalrescuecorps.org to learn more about ending puppy mills. Buttercup and I thank you.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
This is the part of the show we introduce you to our rescue story of the week. This story comes from the Capel Humane Society.
Debbie Trask is back along with Stuart Roth, along with his dog Tanner, who had some struggles with his eyesight. Welcome, Stuart.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thanks for being here. Tell us the story about Tanner.
Well, we adopted Tanner when he was about 6 weeks old and brought him home, started to play fetch. Typical thing, throw the ball in the backyard. When I threw the ball standing on his right side, he didn't chase it. I couldn't figure out why. So I chased the ball, brought it back, threw it from his left side. He ran after it. Eventually we pieced together that he couldn't see me throw the ball. And that led to a series of visits with the vet and eventually a canine ophthalmologist, where he was diagnosed as having canine juvenile cataracts.
Oh.
I'd never heard of that.
No.
I didn't
Nor
even
have
know.
I.
Come here, buddy. Didn't even know that it existed. But basically, he had one eye that was 100% covered with a cataract, a second eye that was 80% covered, and the prognosis was that he was going to become completely blind. So we worked with the Capel Humane Society, where we'd adopted him from, And honestly, I came in the middle of his story. He had already been fostered. I didn't know anything. And so we took him home. We worked with the Humane Society, and they partnered with us so that he could go through the testing and eventually have the surgery. He's had double cataract surgery. And other than being impatient, he's a great little dog, and we love him.
So
He's
at
fine.
what point did you know he was going to get his eyesight back?
We did a test, the name of which I don't remember, to find out if the retina was actually working behind the eye, whether the ophthalmic nerve was sending the right signals to the brain. And at that point, the vet seemed very confident that he could have successful eye surgery. Until we had that test done, we really didn't know.
How did the Capel Humane Society help?
They were with us every step of the way. From the moment I called to say, I think I have a problem with my dog's sight and I'm not sure what to do next, they were with us from the first dog visits. They had a dog coordinator who went to the vet visits with us. They helped us find the surgeon for his eyesight, and then they helped to pay for the testing and the surgery itself.
Wow.
We provided the aftercare and took him, to all the different visits. And then when all was said and done, we tried to help replenish their coffers a little bit with a series of fundraising events that Tanner went to. He had a great story.
Yeah, he's got a great story, and he's got a great face.
He does.
Beautiful face and beautiful eyes.
Face up. Let's go.
And we think he's part lab and part terrier?
Yeah, that's what we think. Part lab, part terrier, part Klingon. A little bit of that facial hair thing going on.
Well, he seems like a very special guy.
He is a special guy.
Well, thanks so much for sharing Tanner's story with us. It's
My pleasure.
really amazing to see a dog recover from what are challenges that would absolutely be insurmountable without the help of the Humane Society and without the help of a loving adopter like yourself.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks to all of our guests today. We've sort of run out of time again, but you need to remember to follow us, right?
That's right.
Where?
And if you haven't started following us, you should start following us. You can see us at AmericanDogRescue.org, and you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
So for all of us here at For the Love of Dogs, do you want to do it?
Arf, arf, arf!
See you next week.